terrible, lifeless, filled only with boredom, propaganda, and control. I've tried to escape, and I've failed this time. But I'll find a way. They call me Mr. Prepper.
mics. There's the Yeti mic sound. Love it. All right, good morning, everybody. Hopefully your day is going great. It looks like we've got a good amount here on the TikTok side. Do me a favor, start following that finger. Bringing more people in there is what we need to do. We've got a lot of word to pass today about the economy. It's I'm not going to scream doom and gloom. All I'm going to say is the Fed is having an emergency meeting today. That well, if you're having an emergency meeting of your board, well, there's a problem. Let's go ahead and knock out the good mornings on the YouTube side. Let's what do we got here? Who's first today? Bob Pita. Good morning, Bob. Good to see you, man. Catitude, Dog and Ball, Melody, Rosita, working 2 jobs, wearing those boots, and you're still listening to us. You are good to go. Richard Jackson, Viking Queen, Bradley, Blaine, Chris, Doug. Hopefully Doug's feeling better today. It's almost time for you to go back to work, man. We got Spring Marie Cleaver. You're new. Welcome. Thank you. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and hit that bell too. Janice Johnson, you're kind of familiar. Connie Mensch, Cool Coat, Allison. Looks like the room is full. What do we got over here on the TikTok side here? We got a good morning from Connie. Nice. Good morning to you. Everybody else probably needs to check in over here. Do me a favor. I'll give you that shout out if you check in. That's just the way communications work. That's the way human beings communicate. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. My Patreons know where I was this morning. Where are we at here? B Brox. Beer. BB. I'm gonna call you BB, man. I'm gonna call you BB, unless you want me to call you something else. Let's see. I'm on live chat, but it will not let me message Frosty. That's kind of interesting, Frosty. I don't know what that problem is. Let's see. We got Aurora Rings is popping in. Good morning. Sparta, Tennessee, checking in. Sparta. Do you guys like walk around like screaming, "This is Sparta"? Because I know if I lived in Sparta, I'd be doing that shit all the time. Let's see here. Dog and Ball, thank you very much. Yes, definitely, guys. Thank you. Make sure that you guys on the YouTube side do the like and stuff. Hey, TikTok guys, listen. I don't know if you're new here or what. Hello, bro. Just checking in. Listen, man, I need you guys to like start smashing that screen, man. Let's see. No, we yell yurt. That's hilarious. Where are we at here? American. Hold on. I'm gonna make my text bigger. There we go. We got here. American Patriot Mom checking in from Oklahoma. Love it, man. Stand by. Yep, that was a big hiccup. All right, there we go. Let's see if she's good. My CPU is doing good. 30 frames, 40,000 kbs. Yeah, finally let me message. It was weird. Got you, Doug. Okay. All right, so you guys are doing great. Hey, good. Hey, what's up, Irishman? I love you. Let's see. TikTok is 5x5. Nice, Jeff. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. I've got a little thing on my computer over here that tells me when the internet acts stupid. Yeah, it did. Hey, Heath. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Oh my God. Really? This freaking cat. Hold on. I'm late. What have I missed? You've missed nothing. Hey, cat. Ugh. You're being such a pain in the ass today. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. It's okay. Come on. There you go. There, now maybe she'll stop playing games. Oh, this cat just had to come out. She had to go outside this morning, and I tried to warn her, but she didn't want to listen. So I opened the door, and pum, she went right out into this rainstorm. It's like 40 frickin' degrees, and it's raining right now. Good afternoon. What do we got here? Deborah, good morning. Good morning. My dog does the same thing. Good morning, Tiff Gog. All right. So I think we got enough people in here to actually get some stuff done. Let's. A little bit of news. This is kind of just like really off, but I thought you guys might want to think about this on the prepper side. Let me push that button right there. It's not. Are you serious? My buttons aren't freaking working now. Come on, man. Really? Oh man, if it's not one thing, it's another. Let's do this. Let me push that one right there. That'll do it for me. All right. So what happened now? I know, right? Well, I literally just went rushing in because I was out in town, basically topping off my Dollarinos, running lights. Which ones, Jeff? Are you talking about? Are you talking about those? Are you talking about those, Jeff? After 3 p.m. here, north coast of Ireland. There you go, Irish potatoes. Got you, man. You should get one of those hoodies. You can put the cat in the pocket. I had actually contemplated when she was younger getting like one of those those things that mothers wear to keep their babies on their chest and just having her there during the entire live stream. But unless she wants to be someplace, she's not going to be any place. It's just that easier. Those will run lights like forever, man. I no one's ever asked me that question. I run a refrigerator on it. A small, I think it's 23 quart refrigerator, and it'll run it for like 36 hours. Garlic, ginger flakes, and cat meat. Very nice. The government is like leaving your kid by themselves. I don't know what that means. Do you have a link? Yes, Maurice. Am I saying that right? I'm sorry, Marine MC. Gotcha. Marine MC 2001. If you go to the link in the description, that'll take you to my webpage. It's localprepper.net, all one word. And then go to Trusted Products, and inside of Trusted Products, scroll down to Jackery. Those are the 240s right there. If you're going to go to the 1000s, I recommend that you go to Pecron, scroll a little further down, click on that, and go to the Pecron 1000. They actually have a deal right now for the Pecron 1000 with a single 200-watt solar panel for, I think it's under $1,000, which is pretty freaking awesome. And if you use, I think it's Prepper46 as the code, you'll see it in the link. That'll save you another 10%. Swiss Bank going under today. That's what I'm hearing, Irish. That's what I'm hearing. And since you're in a time machine and you're several hours ahead of us, you would know better than we will. Hey, little Matt, good to see you. Good to see you. Ty showed up. Nice, Ty. I need to talk to you later, Ty. Got to figure out what's going on with you, Ty. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, let's talk about this for a second, guys. The thing I have on the screen, it says gone in 30 minutes. Next on Europe's doomsday list, collapse of cell phone networks. What's up, Ironbug? I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention because we don't have this particular problem in the United States, but I can't say that we don't have this type of setup in some places in the United States. It's really, really hard to tell. So here in the United States, generally when you see a cell phone tower, there is a reasonably large sized, or we'll just say a moderately sized generator next to it that clicks right on as soon as the power goes out to that cell tower. And that obviously will run until the fuel runs out. And then at that point, guess what happens? Paying attention, you were using some very interesting words that I completely understand. And yes, you are absolutely right. That is the exact statement that they used in the 2008, the beginning of the 2008 crash. Oh, we got plenty of liquidity. Whatever. What's up, Tracy? But yes, so in Europe, most of the cell phone towers have battery backups, not generators. So their battery backups are good for about half an hour is what I was reading. And it just made me think that maybe we shouldn't be thinking that our cell phones are going to save us if there's like a true grid down situation, if there's an extended power down situation. If there's anybody that's here on the feeds, do me a favor who has some experience with these maintenance of these cell phone towers. Maybe you could chime in and tell us. Not all of our here in U.S. have generator. There you go, Real Jazz. Maybe he's the one we need to be talking to, he or she, or that dude, Man Stokes. But very interesting. How long would those generators last? That's a good question. I used to work in Metro PCS. I got you, Real. Hey, I appreciate that, man. You have 72 hours when the power goes out. Nice. Okay, so 72 hours is how long those generators are running on the cell towers. Nice. Okay, so I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. So I'm only have about 8 hours of battery. Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. It's a very interesting subject. It's something we don't really think about it until it's like something happens. Also on the YouTube side, you may see I have the TV running in the background. If you guys see any red stuff, let me know. Because if you didn't know, today is a pretty significant day to watch or pay attention to the markets. I have already been out in town. And first of all, let me preface this by saying this is not fear porn. You guys know I don't do that. And I would rather have people with strong situational awareness so they can make the decisions that they want to make. Okay? If tower goes down and we just have fancy flashlights. There you go, Jeff. But anyway, so my son is, 72 hours, Spring. There you go, Spring Marie. Yeah, 72 hours. Market opens up 300 points. Yes, you're absolutely right, and that's how it always happens. So am I saying that's what's going to happen? So here's what I'm alluding to, guys. God, why are my buttons just... They're like working when they want to work. There we go. The Fed is having an emergency meeting today. I didn't really catch the time, I'll be honest with you, but they'd normally like to do it later in the day to discuss some of the issues that are happening within the U.S. economy. They were pretty vague about it. It wasn't even really a paragraph in their meeting notes or in their notice to the public that was happening. So it leaves people wondering. It's like, okay, so we have a problem. We need to talk about it. It's basically what their little paragraph said, their little note to the public. Now, is there anything nefarious about that? No, it could be anything. They could be upset about the amount of parking spaces they have allocated per board member or some shit like that. There's no telling, but it's very likely. It's very likely that they're going to be talking about liquidity issues and there is 11. So says, I'm going to keep doing that until you change your name. Says that it's an 11 a.m. meeting, so that's in about 45 minutes. And so if you guys are new to the channel or you haven't been paying attention to, I know they scheduled it on Thursday, and they scheduled it as an unscheduled emergency meeting. So, yeah, that happened. That actually happened. Let's see. What the hell was I talking about? You distracted the hell always and Super Tramp. Oh, Super Tramp. Love it, man. Love it. Let's see. 1.0. Dude, are you scared you're gonna go through some channels? Is that the problem? Yeah, no worries. It's okay. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. You said if you are new to your channel. Well, some people are. I always try to say that because, oh, yes, thank you. You're giving me a reminder. I appreciate you. Okay. So if you're new to the channel, then you don't know that for the past, last week we talked several times about how the Bank of London had to intervene in order to save the currency, how they're literally telling after October 1st that the paper money for, I think it's 20s and 50s and larger, for the pound are no longer valid. You physically have to take what you have in your hands of 20s and 50s and largers to the Bank of London to have them turned into these polys. They're made of a different type of fabric. They're not saying they're not accepting, but no one will now accept those paper notes. You have to have them turned into the poly notes as their official thing. I think that's something they had probably been planning. Obviously, it takes time to come up with that idea, print it out, you know what I'm saying, and actually make those notes, you know. Let's see here. A lot of GMO. Also, prices are up. Butter, $5 and up. Yeah, things are getting pretty bad, Sharon. Or Shern Bartist. You guys got to put, hey, my name is Tom. Something like that. You got to make it easier. Maybe an underscore in the middle or something. Let's see. I got iodine pills on Saturday. You should get some, folks. Irish potatoes. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. But let's stay on point here, guys, because I only have an hour. All right. So the Bank of England basically had to take control of the currency in order to keep it from destroying the economy, just destroying their currency. And then the same thing happened in Japan. And now our Fed is announcing meetings. And then now Swiss Bank and also Deutsche Bank, which are some of the largest. I think Swiss Bank is like the second largest bank in the world, is now saying that, hey, we're having some problems, but we're going to be okay. And they're throwing this term around about liquidity. Now, what do they mean when they say that? They mean that, hey, listen, don't worry about it if something goes bad. We got enough stuff on the side, and we got your back. That's really what they're saying. Now, this brings up the thoughts of bail-ins. All right. Now, this is she, RNB. I got you. She, RN Bartist. I got you. All right. I'm going to call you she now that I know that. What's up, Festy Ginger? Let's see. Hey, fun fact. Rosie Rios owns XRP. If you know, you know. Cryptos are happening. Banks and markets going down. Enter cryptos. And the government's going to try and control the cryptos. They already have a plan. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. So, hey, here's a thought. If when CBDCs are introduced and said, hey, guys, if you want to try this, the general idea is that they're going to say, if you give us $1, we'll give you we'll post $1.25 in your account. There's actually some talk about $1 for dollar to beef up your accounts, to give people incentives to do that. So once they control, and this is tinfoil hat-ish, but let's just go down this rabbit hole for a second. Once they control the CBDCs, okay, because they're central bank, okay, then they can say, oh, by the way, guys, you can't use CBDCs to invest in cryptocurrency. And then cryptocurrency goes bye-bye. So those are some of the things that can happen. Hey, what's up, Jamie? Good to see you. Good to see you. So that's some thought there. Now, I spent a lot of time, I've got certain people that I watch on YouTube. I really wish there was a valid source. Looks like we're still up 1.85%, and that is a rally. But why? Why is there a rally? Now, if you guys didn't know this, OPEC has kicked around the idea of producing less oil here in the short term, which is basically making U.S. or other countries' oil companies look better. So people are buying stock in the other companies because they know that's where the money's to be made. So do you have crypto? I do have a little bit of crypto, but it's more of it was more of an experiment. I would not say that I'm heavily invested in crypto. Will physical gold up and be able to be traded? Physical gold will always have value, but you also have to remember too that the government can pretty much do whatever they want to do. A lot of people forget that the ownership of or the possession of gold or silver was actually illegal once we went where if something that would normally strengthen or raise the price of gold as it happened or didn't happen wasn't happening. So literally this one thing or two things or three things that would normally strengthen the value of gold actually lowered the value of gold, which is really, really, really weird. Let's see here. We may not get that choice. I see it being forced upon us. Lost you for a second. Dang, internet is so poor and spotty in downtown Indianapolis. Gotcha, Bradley. Yeah, no, listen, guys. I'm trying to think of a plan to not use these CBDCs, but I'm not seeing it because I think that once they get enough people in these same CBDCs, once they get them into these central bank digital currencies, that's what we're talking about, then it's game over as far as money goes. Now, is there anything nefarious about it? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yeah, there's possibly something going on there, It's freezing on my end too every now and then. Not too bad. Let me check my stream state. Looks good, but I'm not seeing I'm not seeing anything. You guys should be seeing this momentarily, so I'm not getting any crazy stuff popping on there. What we got here? Yeah, we're good. Here, look. Me with big screen. That button just doesn't freaking work. What the hell's going on here? Boom. We're going to do that. So, yeah, I can see those things that you can see and so on and so forth, things like that. All right, let's see here. So, let's go ahead and I'm going to see if one of these buttons actually works. I don't know what it's going to do with my sound, but we're going to play it from there, and I'm going to try and crank up the volume, or volume, as the old girlfriend would say, for these videos. I've got a couple here that I want you to see. Some are more serious than others, but I think that it's important that that we do those things. All right. So I'm pretty sure I screwed this all up, but we're going to go for it right now anyway.
Something is about to break. It all starts here, October 1st, just like I warned. U.S. capital markets are about to implode. Global financial system is about to absolutely collapse. That rubber band that they have been tightening is on the verge of snapping. And I've been warning about this for years. The central bank Federal Reserve policy here in the United States and around the world has caused hyperinflation, something they said that would not happen, something that they said was transitory, which is an absolute lie. And it was a fabricated lie with intention. And this is a part of pushing this narrative forward. And now the Federal Reserve and the central bank here in the United States is about to declare an emergency meeting. Yes, you heard it here first. In the coming days, an emergency meeting that could start as soon as this Monday, may in fact even be Black Monday, as a result of the currency crisis that, in my opinion, and many people agree with me, they caused. The British pound sterling nearly collapsed just a few days ago. The pension funds nearly collapsed. They had to restart their form of quantitative easing. And this is the breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The Federal Reserve Central Bank that has been pushing this fake narrative with the help of the mainstream media is about to actually put a halt and a stop, just like I said they would, and stop quantitative tightening, which was the opposite of easing or bailouts, and reverse course and actually start printing more money again. Instead of allowing the debt to roll off its balance sheet like they said they would and hiking rates, they've created this fake narrative, just like they lied about inflation being transitory, and they're about to reverse course. Now, of course, we've seen this with interest rates rising, like mortgage rates are now at 7%. Real wages collapsing. The Fed being pushed into a corner has nothing else to give, nothing else to do. But here's what you need to understand about this. This is an engineered financial crisis to lead a horse to water, to lead the American people from crisis to crisis to crisis to the new system that they engineered. This is happening now. This is real. You're hearing other people tell you about the currency wars currently being fought, telling you about the Japanese yen weakening. So we need to understand here, all of you need to understand the currency markets and how they work. The US dollar strengthening right now temporarily, which is just the, I guess cleanest of the most dirty shirt in the laundry, so to speak. It's the turd. It's the floatiest of the turds circling the toilet bowl that's about to get flushed down, is a short-lived event that is always precipitated. Listen to what I'm telling you here, has always precipitated. US dollar strength, temporary US dollar strength, has always precipitated economic financial disaster. The same thing happened in 2008 and 09. Now, what you're probably not paying attention to, some of you that aren't, schooled or studying or, would consider yourself an expert in financial markets, is the fixed income market. Okay, guys like me, again, remember, I used to be a banker, so I watch fixed income. I watch what's going on in the treasury markets. I watch what's going on in the repurchasing agreement in repo market. All key right now. Okay, we have standard deviations literally moving all over the place like I've never seen in the history of the world. This can only signal one thing: a reset and an absolute calamity ahead. So anything is possible right now, ladies and gentlemen. Notice that a lot of people, even psychologically, if you talk to them, aren't really sure what's going to happen next. Everyone's kind of gotten used to with this hyperinflation, right? The rising food costs, the rising energy shocks, all these things happening around us. I mean, just to give you a clear-cut example, I like Wagyu. Yeah, I'm spoiled. It used to be $40, okay, at Safeway. It's like a couple months ago. It's $65 now. So inflation isn't going to stop, and this has been my thesis. They can't stop inflation. It doesn't matter what the central bank or Federal Reserve is doing. Look at how they've barely budged interest rates. We're barely at like 3-4%. They've barely hiked, and it's disrupting all currency markets around the world. This is so pathetic. Look at how weak the Federal Reserve is, the central bank. And so this is all by design, and you have to understand this is what they want. This also causes temporary dollar strength, ladies and gentlemen, it causes hyperinflation in the other economies. Other economies that issue debt based on US dollars, you know, the full faith and credit of the US government, which I think all will be lost soon if it isn't already. I mean, I don't know how anybody has full faith and credit in the credit of the US government. I have zero faith in the credit of the US government, which is why I'm getting out of all the banks. It's why I got out of all the banks. This is why I'm in cryptocurrency. This is why I'm in Island Project, and we have no debt because I already know it's coming. I've warned about this, and I'm telling you, it all starts today, just like I predicted on October 1st. You are going to see emergency declarations and emergency meetings declared all around the world in the coming days. The central bank's going to be clamoring. CNBC is going to be reporting it. They're going to come to the rescue as a currency absolutely collapses overseas and then creates a cascading event of a black swan no one could predict except this guy here. And I'm sure many of you tuning in because it's totally obvious. We know the whole system's rigged. We know the whole system is a scam. We know the central bank isn't tough. We know they're not going to continue increasing rates. They can't. They can't even pay the debt on the interest payments that they owe. I forget who the individual was. Maybe you can help me out with this, but he's a big hedge fund manager. I'm trying to think of his name, but he was painting a picture of how dire the situation is in America. Like, basically, we will not be able to afford, the government will not be able to afford anything like in the next 10, 20 years. Social Security, Medicare, all these social programs, everything's gone. Everything's completely done. The truth is Fortune 100 companies, dirty politicians, and the central bank, which should be ended, which is why I always supported Ron Paul, who should have been president of the United States, have destroyed our markets and destroyed our economy. And they're now ushering in a pre-planned engineered collapse to transfer you into a new system while they bankrupt the middle class, introduce CBDCs, and give you peasantry income in the form of universal basic income. And this is what's going to happen worldwide. And it's always a blame game, guys. It wasn't their fault that this happened. The Fed then says that they're going to start increasing rates. I told you that they were lying to you, just like I told you they were lying about transitory inflation. Now they're going to stop. They're going to turn off QT, quantitative tightening, and they're actually going to start the bailouts and money printing again. This is going to create another hyper bubble and a hyperinflationary event, but it's also going to cause certain markets to collapse overseas and domestically. It's going to create gyrations in the political, economic, financial systems like you've never seen before. So, just throw everything out the window, everything that you know, and we understood this years ago. Like, you don't even need to understand a company's balance sheet, cash flow statements. All you need to understand is the central bank rigs the system, and they print currency and they create inflation. That's all you need to know. And they bail out and close economies and restart economies anytime they want. This is not free market capitalism. It is crony capitalism. It is bailout capitalism. It is rigged capitalism. A free market would have allowed the too big to fail banks to die in 2008-09. But our government, which is no different from the command economy in China, in my humble opinion, basically dictates who survives, who are the winners, and who are the losers. That's not free market capitalism at all.
Okay, so hopefully that worked out on the YouTube side. And looks like my internet has done some weird stuff, but it is still operating right now. No, that's not Epic TV. No, no. I wouldn't. That's the quickest way to get kicked off YouTube. We're in the computer biz. The internet is going to do this for at least this week, maybe few weeks. Why? Why biotech queen? Why is the internet going to do this for the next few weeks? That is a very interesting statement that you just made. Inquiring minds want to know. All right. But yeah, he has a tendency to be a little bit of a nutbag, but he's been doing this for a long time. He's kind of a conspiracy theorist, if which of such, but he's spot on this time, and he makes money doing this stuff, being right. So those are the people that I listen to keep people in the dark. That's why. Well, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, Becky. I'm going to say that keeping people in the dark, making the internet go hiccup, is not going to keep people in the dark. X-class solar flares making Wi-Fi out of electricity. Yeah, but those I saw that this morning on Suspicious Observers, and those are not pointed at us. They were not earthbound. Yes, they do. We need to know. Let's see. Radio. The storm knocked out some towers, so they're pushing to others, so the traffic is heavier on those. Gotcha. Perfectly logical. Thank you for the answer, Biotech Queen. Appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna have to walk away for a second because my coffee cup is getting empty. I'm taking, like, you know what? I'm gonna push a button. I'm gonna see if this button works. I fixed all this stuff, and it's supposed to work. And it's some of it's working, some of it's not. Audience build, pre-audience build, blank screen. It's not there. Maybe I didn't build a stream break. I'm getting a cup of coffee right now, so don't go anywhere, YouTubers. All right, that was quick. There we go. Let's see. So, must have coffee craft upon streaming. Yes, I know. I was busy. Okay. But yeah, this I think it's pretty serious. I think if we don't keep our basically our ears to the wall on this situation with Swiss Bank as well as Deutsche Bank. Because Deutsche Bank they're like, oh no, we're good. No, this is fine. Things are fine with Deutsche Bank, but they're big, man. They're big, and if they go down, they could take most of Europe with them. They have very, very, very long routes that go all the way back to the United States. It's just that easy. Let's see here. At least that's why my internet provider is telling us. Oh, I see. Let's see. Don't do that. Don't do what? Don't do what? Connie, I see you're giving me hearts. I love you, lady. No, not hearts. Those are roses. I appreciate it. One of these days, I told you guys the running joke is one of these days I'm gonna check my my TikTok account for like when people give you stuff like gifts, and I'm gonna be like a millionaire, and I'm not even gonna know it. So everybody, new digital dollar will be tracked, and it will be easy to control what you buy. Well, I don't know. I think. All right, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I don't believe that the government is dumb enough to tell us what we can and cannot buy. And the reason is because at a certain point, we won't take their shit anymore. We won't tolerate it. It's like, it's like anything. It's like with the whole, the whole lockdown thing. Listen, guys, we got to do something. Even if you don't think we're right, we got to close this thing down for like 2 weeks. And then we're going to turn it back on. We've got to do something. People will give up an ounce of security. I'm sorry, an ounce of liberty for a pound of security, as long as they believe it. Okay. That's when stupid things happen. So if that were to happen, it's crazy. Thank you. Should we draw cash now in all bold? Okay, so I was at the bank this morning. No, I was at the ATM this morning, and I took out a little bit more than I normally take out. And I cannot give you financial advice. Here's what I'll tell you. If I'm wrong, and God, I pray that I am. I hate I told you so moments. If I'm wrong, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to put some cash someplace else. maybe you'll keep it in a safe, or maybe you'll keep it under your pillow, or maybe the next time you give a tip, you'll use cash instead of putting a little number on a piece of paper, which is the way it's actually supposed to be done. Maybe the next time you go to Wally World, you'll pay in cash because the machines take cash, right? Maybe the next time you buy gas, you'll pay in cash. And it might be a little inconvenient for you to walk into the store and say, hey, put 20 on pump 5. Or in this day and age, 40 or more. But that's the only thing that's going to happen. That's the only thing that's going to happen. I try to do as much as I can in cash, and it is a little, based on current technology, it is inconvenient. But if we thought about it in the 1970s or the 80s or even the 90s, it would just be everyday thing. It would just be an everyday thing. So better safe than sorry is what I'll say. And if you decide you want to do that, then, but if they recall the cash, what do you mean recall the cash? The dollar bill, the physical dollar bill, has intrinsic value. It's a banknote. It doesn't have any true value itself, obviously, because it's not on a standard anymore. But they can't recall cash. They have to give you something out in the same way that the Bank of the British pound, for the 20s and 50s and above, they called those back saying, come to the bank, we will give you the new stuff. So, and in order to get them to do that, they made it so the businesses would no longer use the old paper. They can make you convert it. Really? How would they make us convert? Which is what I just said. I guess I answered my own question. Some place now refuse to take cash. Well, Shay, then those are the places that you should not be giving your money to. You should make it inconvenient for them. See, they think they have you over a barrel, okay? Only accept digital dollars. Yeah, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that for a second. There will be people that will eventually go to that. You guys have to realize that eventually, like in the year 2121, that's probably how things will be. But at some point, our physical currency will go away. We have to realize that. It's just a matter of trusting, how much you will trust it that a bank does the right thing, that the financial system is doing the right thing. Stop shopping at places that don't accept cash. Exactly. And here's the thing, honestly, I would. So maybe this is me. Sometimes you have to prove a point for people to understand things. So if someplace like a grocery store decided that they weren't taking cash anymore, I would literally go fill my cart with so many things from so many places within that store. And I would go and I would beep, 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 do the whole checkout thing since, basically, the cashiers don't exist anymore. You're doing all their work now. And then when it comes to doing that, say, hey, listen, I'm trying to pay in cash. Oh, we don't take cash anymore. Are you sure you don't want to take cash anymore? Oh, yes, sir. That's our policy. Okay. Thank you. And then just walk away. 100% walk away. Let people see you doing it too. And I guarantee that'll change some minds. That will get some people's attention. Let's see here. Starbucks has stopped taking cash as of October 1st. No, Kimberly, that is absolutely not true. That actually happened in the UK. It was in 2 Starbucks in downtown London. It was an experiment to see exactly how things would work. That is it. Starbucks does take cash. Walmart self-checkout takes pics of your face. Dude, you have no idea. Next time you go to Walmart, look around the edges of the door and see if there's these little black dot looking things. Those are the cameras, okay? They know who you are. It doesn't matter. You will, unless they physically walk up to you and say that you are permanently banned from entering this store ever, which would be fine if you don't plan on coming back, then you have the complete right to be there. They're a business, Red says, hi, bud. How's it going? Red 4 over. I don't know how to respond to that. I love when people's like, hey, bud, hey, buddy. You know, it's almost like they're talking down to you, and it triggers me. But I'm doing great. Hopefully you are too. Let's see here. Yeah, major banks are putting holds on people's cards to buy certain things. There's a Starbucks in Tampa that is cashless store. I was mad I took my cash. Well, Shay, I was not aware of that. That's I'm surprised that has not made the news. I'm interested in that. Cashless. Let's just hit the old Google machine. Cashless Starbucks in America. Fact check, false claim. Starbucks is going cashless. Fact check. Starbucks has not said it's going cashless. Rumor spread. Starbucks is turning stores. Starbucks announced they're going. That's the claim. No, Starbucks is not going cashless at all locations. That was from subscriptor for. Maybe I need to add Tampa in Tampa. Let's see here. A viral claim. No. University of Tampa Education Starbucks Coffee Company. Post misled on Starbucks. Local Starbucks not accepting cash in pilot program. That's January from 2018. Urgent Starbucks part-time job. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, but I mean, they control the internet, so I'm gonna say what you're saying is right. You know. Let's see here. I stayed there in August. Let's see from the camp. I do cashless. Baristas won't get tip either. I'd they go cashless. Let me find the hotel address. Okay, Shay, I appreciate that. I mean, it's not necessary, but I believe you. Starbucks is over at. I don't drink at Starbucks unless I'm at an airport and I need a coffee, and that's all that's available. Let's see here. 223 worth more than money. What we got on the YouTubes going on over here? Fancy graphics and all. Yes, Deborah, I've been working on things. I've been trying to make things nicer for you guys. Okay, so has brought it to my attention that if you guys didn't know this, we actually have the Patreons based on the current build plan. I give away something to the Patreons once a quarter because that's what I can financially afford. Based off of the amount of money that I get from the Patreon and then pay bills, you know, all the other stuff. But anyway, I'd like to give back. So we actually have a drawing, and I've already done it, and I've made a video of it, and I'm going to play on YouTube right now. I've got to open up the folder, to be honest with you. Let's see, giveaway winner. There we go. And I kind of teased it, so they had until Friday at midnight to put in whether they wanted to be part of the drawing. What happened with the preparedness, with the prepared countdown? Miss Brian Lee Drew. I mean, where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? And I'm asking you 3 times because if you're asking me something about that happened a month ago, I might need to say it 3 times. What happened with that? So, I'm going to let you fly. I'm going to let you sit. I'm going to let you settle. But you're on the line. Okay, let's go. I'm going to set this video up here real quick. I've got to, I didn't have it on a button. So we're going to stop. There we go. Stop. And then I'm going to have to go to switch screen here for the old YouTubers. There we go. Me using the left screen. I've got some stuff happening on my computer that is not healthy, but we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward. Let's see. Thank you, Shay. I appreciate that. All right. So once again, if you're a Patreon, you know exactly what this is. I give away something prepper related once every quarter. All the Patreons have to do is say yes, they want to be part of it. If they don't say yes, then they're not part of it, and it's not possible for them to win. And if you're not a Patreon, it's not possible for you to win. And it's completely free to Patreons. So here we go. I'm going to hit the play button here, guys, and we're going to go from, let's hit play, and then we're going to make it bigger. It's only going to last a second. Here we go. There we go. Ranker. Ranker. Send me a message, Ranker. I need to talk to you. You know how to reach me. Now we know. There we go. We're going to hit the stop. There we go. The video's done. There we go. All right. So, Ranker, you won. Ranker won. Let's see here. And don't let me forget about that stuff, guys. Let's see. You pronounced button correctly. Kids these days laugh out loud. What the hell are you talking about, ABN? Oh, my God. It's so hard. Sometimes it's so hard to tell if somebody's just trying to pull your chain or if it's just like a misunderstanding via text, that kind of thing. That's why everybody gets a fair chance. I'm on live chat, but it will not let me message. I don't know what that means. You're 9:56. I don't know what's happening. Congratulations, Dan. Yeah, there you go. They don't pronounce the T. Oh, button. Okay. All right. So we did that right there. We've got about 12 minutes left on the show. And we've actually got a reasonably good size TikTok audience as well as a reasonably good size YouTube audience. And so I would just want to say thank you to you guys. I could throw up another video on there, but I think that I'd be kind of doing you a disservice. I think we've already talked about the fact that the central banks are playing games with us, okay? The central banks are playing games with us. We all know how this started. We all know how this happened. We all know who's responsible for this. To my friends on the fringe, please, and I'm going to say this with as much respect as I can, get your heads out of your asses. Nothing good has happened in the last 2 years. Nothing. Our economy has been destroyed. When I say our, I mean yours and mine. All these people in these rooms. But LP, the price of gas is going down. You start watching that price of gas, it's going to go right back up. It's going to go right back up. The closer we get to winter, the worse. It's going to get worse. You know, that's a pretty generic statement that I'm making. It's going to get worse. You know, I could be like, all right, so if we're now supplying, if 40% of the natural gas, aka fuel products, has been permanently destroyed, has been permanently shut off into Western Europe, because that's the pipeline thing. If you guys aren't paying attention, it's off. It'll take years to fix those pipelines. We could go into who is going to benefit the most from that happening. If we're providing that 40%, or attempting to provide that 40% of fuel problems, of fuel to Western Europe in an attempt to try to save them, who's paying for that? You see, it costs money to ship propane, natural gas, oil, diesel, fuel, things that combust. It costs money to move that across the Atlantic Ocean. Now, who do you think is going to pay for that? Do you think that the oil companies or the natural gas companies are going to be like, we got you, man, don't worry about it? That's not what's going to happen. They're going to raise the price of fuel, which is what they've been doing. That's why the prices of all these different things are going up. Because the cost of moving every product on the planet is going up, because we have to play this little game, this little circular reasoning game of fuel and gas, and it's ridiculous that nobody's seeing it. They're going to pass this on to you, and the more it costs them, when the price when the price to get that natural gas, that oil, those fuel products into Western Europe from America, from Canada, from South America, when those prices go up, the cost on our side goes up because we're going to pay for it. I think you guys need to prepare yourself for some very, very, very bad stuff that is coming down the pipeline. And I don't say that, once again, this is not a Fearport channel. You guys know I don't do that. But there's just way too many people that are walking around. I think I've actually heard some people call them like zombies or something. They're just walking around, accepting what's happening in their world, and I guess they're just too busy having fun, you know? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a generational issue that's going to destroy the world. Maybe because we didn't make our kids, you know, or should I say these people, because I was very hard on my kids. Maybe because we didn't make them make their beds, or maybe we didn't because we didn't stay on top of them and force them to understand that the world doesn't care about their feelings. And then maybe the term triggered was something that the military only used up until, 2016 or some shit like that. Triggered. Are you triggered? Are you upset? Are you angry? Well, suck it up, Buttercup. The world doesn't care. Put your leather skin on. Get back to work. Do what you need to do. And I don't understand why people aren't doing this. And they say we have a different way of doing things now. I said that's not an excuse for anything. If you told me that the new way of making fire was to pour water on coals, I would say that's dynamite, but have fun with that, because you're not going to do very well at making fire. But then when you're teaching my kids or my grandchildren that the new way to make fire is by pouring water on coals, now we have a fucking problem. Excuse my French. Okay, so let's see here. We got about 5 more minutes. Do we have any too much hand-holding for sure? Arlette and I have spoken to people the past few years about what they are doing to prepare, and they laugh. I got you. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny. It's midterms. It's going to go up a stupid level. Heck yeah, I see it all the time in the schools I work in. Got you, Deborah. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's absolutely sad. But okay, I got time for a few questions. If you guys have any, let me know while you're doing that. What I will also do is make sure you guys, if you want to support the channel, the way you do that, the best way to do that for me personally is to become a Patreon. Peace out. Got to run. Take care. We'll talk to you, Real Jazz. We'll talk to you later. Is becoming a Patreon. It's $3 a month. It's less than the cost of a small Starbucks coffee. No joke. And what do you get? You get a ginormous library that you can download, that you can work with offline. Yeah, it's all yours. You get access to the inner circle. Yeah. You could win one of those prizes that I now have to give away. Ranker, good job. And you could do that. And if you don't want to do that, well, then go check out my Amazon store. That's right, I have an Amazon store. I sell a lot of shit. But, well, I would say I sell it. I wouldn't say I make a lot of money on it. I wouldn't say people buy a lot of it. But my Amazon store is set up so that preppers can use it pretty easily. You don't have to dig through a lot of crazy stuff. Let's see. It's all about those alphabet letters, I'm new here. What would you advise the normal person to do? The normal? Are you saying we're not normal? I think you just triggered me, Candy Floss. What would I say you to do? I would say you start stacking those cans. You start storing that water, and you find yourself some security. Because if things go bad, someone's going to take your stuff. That's what I would say. And if you want more information, guys, you need to get your asses in the Discord, too. And I'm talking about all these things, and I haven't told you how to get there. So listen, okay, so if you go to localprepper.net, it's actually the link in the bio. It doesn't go to China. It's my own personal website. You can either look at the big stuff, which is products that that are trusted products, or you can go to my store, and that'll take you to the Amazon store, or you can support the channel, and that's the very first link for Patreon, and that's actually how you get there. Do you collect silver? I do have silver, but I wouldn't say I have a lot of it. And if you're about to ask me, I use Apex, but I'm not an affiliate for Apex. I've just had really good. I've had a really good buying experience from Apex. They buy it, they confirm it. It's tracked. They sell it. It comes to you in basically a nondescript package, so nobody knows what it is. Yeah. What kind of letters aren't alphabet letters? Isaac. I don't know that that's a question. There's no question mark at the end of it. Let's see here. Better late than never. Midterms. Let's see. My dad was in the Navy. I have a healthy respect for the fact that the world doesn't care about my feelings. Yes, Miss Melody. Perfect. Walking around with her head in the sand, Richard says. Nice. We use Apex too. Nice. Okay, so I've got about a minute and a half left here. I don't know that there's anything much more to talk about other than make sure that you guys. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have a couple. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have some money in your pocket. And I think that's where I'm going to leave that. So, all right, guys. On the YouTube side, I'm going to be shutting down here in a few seconds. As usual, I will see you guys in the Discord. On the TikTok side, the Discord is free. The Discord is free. Link in the bio. Click it. Scroll down to Discord. Click on that. Take the 1 minute out of your life, probably less than that, to set up a profile. And then you can talk about this stuff anytime you want to. Because when I push these buttons, I disappear for a couple days at a time, How can I store water for a longer period of time? Well, you need to get a container to put it in. I recommend the blue ones that I sell on Amazon. You can also buy them at Walmart if they're in stock in the camping section. They're 6 gallons. They have solid seams on them so they won't leak. And they also have a spigot so that you can put it on your counter. Do not buy the gray ones. They have crappy seams. They will leak. Do not buy any water container that has a vent hole. YouTube, Bob, we'll talk to you later. We'll talk to you later, Lanny. I didn't even see you in there, Lanny. Yeah, you should have said something, man. But is it on PC too? Is what on PC too? Yes, PC is Discord is on everything. It's on. I'm using Discord on my PC right now. It's on all platforms basically. If you get all discombobulated, you can contact me on my webpage. Just hit the contact button and send me a message. Let's see. I think that's about it. As usual, on the YouTube side, guys, I will see you in the Discord. And stay safe and have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope you decide to support the page. If you like what I'm doing, go ahead and hit the link below. If it didn't take you directly to it, you can just hit the support page. That's what it should look like. All you have to do is either hit the Patreon symbol or the join button. Doesn't matter. Just hit it and that'll get you started. It's $3 a month for 30-ish days of work from me. The price of a Starbucks coffee. So until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.